I guess we're rolling.
I guess that means we're rolling.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel and welcome to this week's episode of NBA2KTV. So one of the most awesome parts about my job is that I get to show you guys some things that you might not realize about your favorite NBA players. And one guy who definitely seems to break the traditional basketball player mold has got to be Chris Kaman.
I guess we're rolling.
What's up guys, we're here in LA and I'm hanging with Chris Kaman and for the weekend. How do you like LA?
I love it. I played here 9 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part
No, I'm
about
just kidding.
LA?
I don't love it actually.
You don't love
No,
it?
I don't love LA.
What's your favorite city then?
Probably Miami.
And you're in Portland now, which is
Yeah.
like
The opposite.
the opposite.
Yeah, I just like the weather in Miami is pretty nice, and then you can pretty close to the beach, and you're pretty close to people, so there's a lot of things to do.
So you're in Portland now. What's your favorite part about Portland besides the basketball aspect?
The outdoors is nice to be able to go outside and have a little bit of space. You know, for 9 out of 11 seasons I played here, and there's space, but there's not the same space. So it's just nice to be able to have a little bit more room and, you know, let my dogs go outside, run around, and have a little space.
What kind of dogs?
I got a German Shepherd, and then I have a Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. He's
I'm
100
totally a cat person, so I'm not even familiar with
Yeah,
these
I'm not into cats.
breeds.
Sorry. I know you love cats.
And I'm
but
sorry to hear that as
Yeah,
well.
it's okay. But my Newfoundland's, he's 155 pounds, and
Oh, wow.
my Shepherd's 100 pounds.
Did you always play ball growing up?
Yeah, since I was 5, we always used to play. Started in the backyard with my brother and my dad, and then moved on to, you know, the parks, and then, you know, the 3-on-3 tournaments, and just anything and everything I could get my hands on.
If it wasn't basketball, what do you think you would pursue?
I don't know, maybe like some type of hunting or fishing, but it's hard to get paid in that industry, you know, to make a living. So I'd probably be working on cars or something. I don't know. Thank God I don't have to worry about that.
So speaking of fishing, I watched your Exploring Cayman show on YouTube. I came from the YouTube world, so I'm a total like YouTube freak, and I watched all of those episodes, which was awesome. It seemed like a pretty wild trip.
Yeah, it was unique. We had done it. I had this boat, and we had went down to Mexico a bunch of times, and I never filmed it. And then I was like, hey, we should, you know, all this crazy stuff was happening, so I was like, we should go down. When we go down this time, we should have my buddy come and film it. And he brought a couple cameras, and we filmed it, and I had just kind of put it away for a year. And then we showed it to a couple people, some cuts, and they were like, man, you should do a show with this. So I was like, all right. So we started editing it, and 3 years later, here we are, and you know, it's 6 full 20-minute episodes, and it's pretty interesting stuff, and I've got a lot of good feedback from it. So I'm just happy to show people what I do for fun in the summer.
I think you have a good system there, because I think what I liked most, it was just real.
Yeah, from start to finish of the show, I'm just having a good time. That's all we were doing. You know, that's why, like I said, it makes the perfect show because it's not fake, it's real.
Yeah, it's very relatable. It was really cool.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. What do you like to do on your off days during season?
Well, I got a baby on the way, so I've been spending a lot of time with my lady. Yeah, a little boy coming, so I'm gonna go home, watch a couple movies or whatever with my wife, and there's just not much time left during the season.
It's exciting though.
And we've been on like game, day off, game, day off, game, day off, so there hasn't been like any like break with 2 days or 3 days, so just kind of waiting for the time when the time is right. And then it's been raining a lot in Portland.
So let's talk about our game a little bit, or video games in general. Do you remember your very first video game?
Yeah, it was a Super Nintendo. It was Mario and Duck Hunt with a gun, you know?
Yeah, the orange one.
The orange one.
Yeah.
No, we have the gray one. I don't know what the difference was.
Oh.
There was an orange one, and then
Yes.
there was a gray one.
Okay.
I had the gray one. And I wanted the orange one. I remember I wanted the orange one because I thought that was cool. But now you go play a Nintendo, it's just too simple.
And what about the first time that you ever saw yourself in a video game? That had to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was, I went and I think we did some motion capture and I played. And I was like, whoa, like, this is pretty cool, you know, like, to see yourself. And I remember I played it over and over and over and over, and I was pretty good at it. And then I like the 2K graphics. to me, are like way ahead right now.
What advice would you give to kids who may look up to you and want to be in your shoes one day?
Well, I mean, none of this has come without working hard. So I always tell the kids every time I get a chance, you know, you got to put the time in. That's just the key. And the terrible thing that everybody's, it's kind of corny, but it's your schoolwork. I mean, if you don't like it even, you need to have it. It's something that you really need to focus on because you ain't going to college. And if you ain't going to college, you ain't going to the pros. They change the rules. You can't just come out of high school anymore.
So anything else outside of basketball that's like fun in the works for you? I
like to hunt a lot. So, I mean, it's very atypical of NBA hunting, but there are some guys who enjoy that kind of stuff. And I like being outside where it's quiet. I like to be on my own and have my own time, and it's kind of peaceful for me. So that's something that I really enjoy and the reason why I really enjoy it. But it's good too. It's a lot of hiking and it's exciting for me. I think not everybody has the same feelings I do, obviously, but it is enjoyable.
It's cool showing a basketball player who's like into that stuff. It is really different, but I don't think you're the only one.
No, there are some other ones, but they kind of, you don't know about them.
Right, exactly. You know? It's really cool.
There's not enough of these interviews for everybody to tell everything about themselves.
I agree. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate it.
In transition, here comes hard, high, and strong.
Now let's jump into my park. It was neck and neck for the first 7 hours of this week's rival day, with all three parks battling for the lead. 8 hours into the action, Old Town and Sunset Beach left Rivet City in the dust. But in the end, it was Sunset Beach who came away with the victory, barely beating Old Town. Shout out to That's Easy Money on Xbox One, a top performer for Sunset Beach who only lost one game the entire rival day. And to John 1200 Doe on PS4, who ranked up the most wins across all parks and platforms for Old Town. Every week, the competition gets tougher and tougher, with all park members earning more and more rep. And this past week, we finally have our first Legend 2 players, with Red City Boy 23 being the first to reach this rep level. And don't forget, this weekend's Rival Day is another 12-hour marathon. So this coming Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time, you better get out there and ball up. Your community is counting on you. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you keep sending in those highlights to NBA2KTV at 2ksports.com or share the videos on social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow. And stay tuned because next week we will have a very special Thanksgiving episode. I'll see you soon.